What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode, Brokeback Sofa. Thanks for tuning in. How you guys doing? We're good. Well, yeah, for the most part, I think, right?
Yeah,
we're doing good. So we're here to talk about Blue Beetle again.
I forgot to turn on my mic. All right.
It's all good. Here we go, talking.
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
It's really good.
The advertising may deceive you. It deceived us.
It deceived. Yeah, it was pretty. Well, I feel like it was like. Well, yeah, like we almost missed it in theaters. It was bad. It was bad enough for us to think we didn't need to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
You know. And it was.
I was like, just stream it.
Yeah, that was close.
It was really.
It was
close.
a close call because like it was like, is it out? It's out at the. We could probably still find it. No.
Somewhere? Yeah, I think some movie theaters.
Okay.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure by the time this gets released, it's just gonna be streaming.
It was hitting 3 weeks by the time we saw it. No.
Yeah.
It was like
exactly.
Maybe even a little.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We saw it a week ago. I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. No.
Was it a week ago?
Yeah, a little over a week ago.
I got terrible memory. Well,
all right, well, we got to remember this movie.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, advertisement obviously didn't do it justice
At all. It did not capture the atmosphere of the movie.
It didn't capture anything of the movie. It didn't even it didn't capture the premise, the atmosphere, the vibes, nothing. Even like, I don't even know, like side relationships, anything. Nothing.
Yeah, I think it captured like the
family
general
aspect?
premise on the advertising, the storyline.
Not
Like
even
it
really.
captured,
Do
but
you
I feel
think
like
so?
I feel like it captured it, but it made it look generic. You get me?
I feel, it's like the entire. I don't know.
'Cause it
How
shows
many
them, like,
trailers they have?
I just remember the one where he's like, okay, pool, get suit, something bad happens, evil villain, and that was it. So it looked very generic. It looked like a generic 2000 superhero film, or like every superhero film that we've been watching.
I feel like I don't even know, dude. Because like I mean, the one I saw, I feel like that the trailer, the one I saw, the trailer I saw seemed to heavily, like, focus on the scene where he gets the powers.
Yeah,
and
right.
it was like that entire scene where it was like, yeah, it opens up, attaches to him, everybody's freaking the fuck out,
Yeah.
and then it like shoots him into space, and then back down in the water, and then he's flying around, and then he cuts a butts in half, and then it was like,
Yeah,
and that's it,
true.
you know, and then it like showed Barbara Streisand. What's her name? I always forget her name. Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, there you go.
Susan Sarandon. Barbara Streisand. It shows Barbara Streisand, and she's like, I don't even know, because like when I saw it, I didn't even know she would be. I completely disregarded her because it was just like she had a one-liner in the trailer.
Yeah,
you know,
just like in the movie.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, basically, and yeah, I had no idea she was going to be involved at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really.
Yeah, I know that's true. It did not sell that well. It just looked very generic. I was just like,
it did look very generic.
I do not want to see this. I'm not invested in that at all. But luckily, you pushed it. You're like, you know what? Let's go check it out.
Was it me? Who pushed it?
It was you. I think it was Willie. I believe it was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, I definitely wanted to see it before it left theaters, just because it was predominantly Hispanic movie. I felt kind of bad not supporting it, even if it was like going to be mediocre or whatever.
Man, Mexicans ain't even all that. No, I'm just playing.
We need to cut this out.
In a room full of Mexicans.
No, yeah, it was really good. I think it really did really good on like converging on like that whole Hispanic aspect of everything. So it's like, well, it was like, it wasn't just, it was like also Hispanic. So it was like, it was Mexican as well as Puerto Rican and even Dominican aspects as well. And it was just like that whole family unit of like a regular Hispanic family.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It captures that very well.
Not even, I was gonna say stereotypical, but it's like, I mean, kind of not stereotypical, but like, you know, if you're in a Mexican family, like, you know how
you will
Mexican
get a lot of
families
the
are.
jokes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, lots of home remedies and very loud, family oriented, you know,
protective.
Yeah, exactly.
Always together and all that.
Always together. Yeah,
it was beautiful. That aspect of it. I think that's what made the whole movie. That was the heart of the movie, and that was what was really different compared to other superhero movies too.
Like, you were crying the entire time.
I was crying the whole time.
No, I was thinking too. The Guardians got a tear out of me. This one got me emotional.
This one did get me emotional.
But I was like, no. Like, you know, or I was just like holding it back for myself. But it was so good.
Yeah, this one got me.
Yeah, even like his dad, you know, stuff like that.
Oh
scene with his dad.
so beautiful.
Well, all the scenes with his dad, because that was like such a positive character,
right? I feel like he was very charismatic, and then when
he was like, I don't even know, he was just like, dude, he didn't even like.
Yeah, the second like they have the interaction with at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, exactly like that, like where he was just like, you know, shit was bad, they're poor. They're getting kicked out of their house. Their home. It's been their home for years, you know. And then he wanted to tip.
Yeah, he wanted to tip more.
Yeah, and she was like, or his wife was like, "We're poor. Like, why don't tip?" You know. And he's like, "Oh, like these people make horrible money. Like, we'll worry about money tomorrow. Like today we celebrate."
Yeah.
You know.
He was like it's so heartwarming.
Yeah, it was like he's super positive.
Yeah,
you know, and then like everything bad going on, like he was still like, oh, like, you know, we live life and you know, we're alive and it's be happy. You know,
we're gonna get through this.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this. You know, and it's like, yeah, dude, that was heavy. Also, you know, it was like really sad. I mean, it was really good. I was like, I love that character for him, or for Jaime to have that, like, that type of positive energy around him, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Stuff. So it's like, yeah, dude, because
to kind of keep him going in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's very rare you meet someone with that much positivity.
Yeah.
You know, who can like stay positive in even the most horrible situations. And it's like, yeah, dude, it gets hard.
But yeah, there were so many layers in the movie. Like even the part where the cops raid the house, and almost feels like ICE is like raiding the house.
Yeah, it does.
Dude, that scene was so intense. They're breaking like the furniture, the
busting
family
down
portraits.
Doors. Yeah, when they found them huddled in the room together, you know, and stuff, and just like, dude, yeah, that shit was like not cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like I got like anxiety. I was like, oh damn, this is intense. It was very intense the way they filmed that. I was like, oh, this is really well shot.
Yeah, it was really sad. I was like, oh man, like I can't even imagine like actual families that have to go through something like that, where it's like, yeah, you're being like, you know, rounded up, under like the pretense that you're gonna be shot, you know, or like you're gonna, you know, and then like you lose your home, family separated, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, and the fact they incorporated that like in a superhero film, like I was like, oh, this is a superhero movie that we're watching.
Yeah, it did really good with like like dragging me into, because like, yeah, dude, it was heavy at times. You know? It was really heavy.
That was really that whole scene was so intense, but the way they lined up the family like executioner style.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. Like that was super crazy. That was crazy. And I was like, obviously to get to Jaime and stuff, but like, yeah, Susan Sarandon did tell them to kill them, you know?
Oh yeah.
And like, dude, like you hear that kind of crap from Border Control, you know?
Oh, that's
or Border Patrol, whatever, Murder Patrol. And it's like, yeah, dude, like I saw an interview not too long ago of like a Border Patrol saying that they were told to push children into the Rio, or like something like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, and I was like, I don't know how true these things are, but like if that's true, then that's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that ain't cool, you know. And it's like I was getting those type of vibes, you know, like watching. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it took me almost. Like I said, I forgot that it was a superhero film.
Yeah, legit, huh?
Yeah, definitely take it away.
It was pretty messed up. But yeah, I was like, I don't even know. Like, I mean, well, first off, I don't think Barbara Streisand was really like a huge part. She was like the main head villain, you know?
Yeah, she was supposed to be, but it was not that.
Or like the puppet master, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, of like the main villain.
I feel like she was there just because she's Susan.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't find her performance to be particularly convincing, you know?
Yeah, it was very phoned in. It felt dull in a sense. Like, I'm gonna say this line, and
it seemed like she was reciting lines of a psychopath. That's basically
exactly, or like a generic super villain. Yeah,
a generic. I don't even know. Yeah, like a generic super villain / corp leader.
Yeah,
or like, you know,
like what's that one line that she kept saying?
Yeah, well, she did. Yeah,
sacrifices must be made, or something like that. She was saying like something cheesy, and everyone kept saying it, and I was just like, oh man.
Yeah. I don't the what is it, the Merc?
The main villain. Yeah,
dude, he was nuts.
Yeah, he was scary. He was intimidating.
I didn't understand. I thought he was just gonna. I thought Susan Sarandon was gonna be like I don't know exactly what I thought, but the Merc was around from the beginning, and I was just like, I didn't expect much from him, and I was just like, oh, he's just like security detail or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I knew it was gonna be important because like they had like the first scene is like the back of his head, and he has that like Matrix.
Oh yeah,
hole.
the insertion.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, so like he's probably gonna be a singer, but he had like no lines until his first fight with Jaime.
That's true.
Like, you know,
right.
he had like a couple words.
He would kind of just nod his head.
Yeah, or grunt or something, you know? It was like, okay, this fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, then like when Jaime had his first fight with him, like, dude, it was aggressive. It was intense.
He's like, oh, I'm going to kill you. And then it kind of like made Jaime realize like, oh, this is.
And even Jaime wasn't sure, but like the Scarab took over, you know? She's like, oh, watch and learn. You know,
oh, yeah,
stuff.
that was a cool
like,
scene.
Yeah, and then like, dude, that was nuts. Like it was, I think it was done really well because Jaime almost died. You know, and then like it got really intense. But I really enjoyed Jaime's aggressiveness, you know, because there were certain points he got super aggressive.
Yeah,
to where like
yelling.
Yeah, and you're on his side as a hero. You're on his side, and like still like you see him and you're like, oh, like I'm intimidated.
Yeah,
you know, I was low key intimidated, and I was like, damn, dude, he did really good. And again with that actor, we talked about it last night. His name was Zolo. The main guy. Yeah. Zolo something.
Yeah, the one that's on Karate.
Marijuana. Zolo Marijuana. Yeah, dude. Awesome, dude. He did really good. Well, I've never seen him in anything else. My mom saw him in Cobra Kai, which I didn't even know he was in Cobra Kai. And you were telling me that he apparently carried it.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, my mom was
but
like,
I want to watch it now because of him.
Yeah.
That's how like.
I remember seeing the trailers for that too, or like just snippets of that, and I was like, let's look. I saw like Ralph Macchio and then Johnny.
Yeah.
You know, from the old film. And
they
I was
see
like,
each other.
Yeah, and I was like, this is like this is cheesy, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
but
apparently it's really good. But yeah, so he's in that. I hadn't seen it before, so I didn't know he was in that when we watched Blue Beetle. So I had really low expectations for him.
Exactly. I was like, oh, this is probably his first film. So
yeah,
he doesn't really
same.
know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought, and that he wasn't gonna perform as I would have liked.
Yeah.
As an actor, you know, in like a very painful situation when it comes to like him becoming the superhero, losing his dad, you know, having to fight this like cyber decked out man, you know. But no, he was really good.
Yeah, I
he
think
was really good.
He held down the movie a lot. He definitely did, especially the scene where he gets the suit for the first time and you hear him like yelling, like in agony.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, dude, I completely during that scene I was like thinking too. I was like, like it's not gonna hold up. Like he's just gonna be like, this sucks or this is really hurtful or whatever. Like, you know, but like no, it looked agonizing.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, dude, like he did really good. And I was thinking too, because like he's super loud and vocal through the movie. So like in his fight scenes and then like that transformation scene, he's like super loud, super vocal, and like there are certain points where he's like flat out screaming.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too, I was like, dude, like his vocal cords like must have been thrashed afterwards, like for sure.
Real.
You know, because like, dude.
All the takes they had to do of that?
Yeah, dude. And I was like, I'll be singing in the car sometimes, and I'm like, you know, like he did really good.
Yeah,
he did really good.
Yeah, he did intensify it a lot with his acting was just solid. I was like, okay, I can't wait to see him like in more movies.
Very solid.
Or shows. I kind of want to see the show now just to see him.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. The trailer also showed a good little bit of George Lopez, which I figured he might be overused.
Yeah.
You know, like overdo it, you know, and
some
stuff.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl kind of vibe.
Word, you know, super cheesy, or like even just like overly funny. You know, too much levity was used or something. It just take away from the seriousness of like the situations and stuff. In which case, like no, like he did really well. They did really well with like jumping over to him and having him say his like one-liners or, you know, his couple liners or whatever, and then the execution, and then like right back to the severity of the situation. So it didn't I think it really helped keep me involved in the story, that like it wasn't overly compensated when it came to like you know, the comedy in it. You know,
I think it did a great job of like balancing that.
It did a great job. Yeah, it was really good. It did really well. which I didn't expect of George Lopez because he's very animated.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's like a very animated comic. You know, so I expected him to carry, which he did carry some scenes, you know, and stuff.
He did, yeah.
But he did have serious scenes as well, like where he was talking to Jaime on the roof and stuff like that, and he was like, telling him like, you gotta, you know, find your potential. This is like, you know, this is the situation you find yourself in. It's gotta be okay, you know.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so I was like, that was cool. And then he talked about his background, like, you know, with you know, coming across the border and, you know, with his brother, with Jaime's dad and stuff, and how tough things were and whatnot.
Exactly.
And like, that was really cool. That was really good, you know. And they went into the background of the family a little bit and stuff. And
yeah, he did do a great job.
he did really good. Yeah,
and it was very funny. He had a lot of moments where I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
like
really
the
good.
right amount. Like
Yeah.
he didn't overdo it, like you said.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a variety of moments where I was like, oh, they're gonna ruin this with comedy, but no, they let it sit sit there. I was like, oh, this is nice.
It rode well.
Uh-huh.
It rode super well. Even like I was thinking too, like with the other actors, I feel like they overdid it a little bit with the grandmother.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
because like I mean, she had like
she was more animated a bit, I would say.
Well, it was like she was. I mean, it was really good. She had like a generic grandmother vibe, you know, through the whole movie until like they got to like rescuing Jaime, and then she was like revolution roots.
Yeah,
and then she became like fucking batshit, like, you know, and she was just like kill crazy
with the Gatling gun.
Yeah, and she was like killing everybody, like laughing and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is a little much, you know, and stuff. Which I thought that was just slightly too much.
It was,
you know,
yeah, definitely.
Like I mean,
but it's kind of just, it's funny because I get it. It's like, oh, like the stuff that she's gone through and been through. It's kind of like, oh, this is nothing.
Yeah, and like from what I seen, like in like from like you can see like in like real guerrillas from like, you know, Cuba and stuff like that, and like, you know, people who are actually in revolution, like they almost talk about it with a passion. You know, like real, like, you know, people who were actually in like revolution and stuff. It's crazy because it's like so passionate about like the country and like the life, you know, and like your culture.
Yeah, like holding that down, holding that. Yeah,
and she seemed like kind of like that, you know, just like old style guerrilla.
Exactly.
You know? It's like, damn, that's crazy.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was a cool aspect. I thought it was cool. I think it was a little overcompensated because she went a little batshit. Because like even like Jaime himself and like the scarab itself telling each other like, we don't kill.
Yeah.
And then but not the family. The family kills everybody.
Oh yeah, that's true. So many people died.
Everybody died.
And it was just kind of like, all right.
Yeah, they're just like, they had no problem killing, but Jaime does, and I thought that was a little unbalanced.
That's true. It did take away from like that moment, I guess.
His morale or his morality.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you know, like I shouldn't, but my family's gonna.
Yeah, and they didn't discuss it at all.
I know, right?
You know, it just blew right past it. She was killing everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Like just all normal, just like
that's it.
I'm like 20 people there.
Let's get out. Let's go. Time to leave.
Come on, mijo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was a little unbalanced. You know? But yeah, so like the you know that scene after Jaime's father dies, or no, you know that scene where they're transferring the data from the scarab into the merc.
Oh yeah.
And like Jaime's in his head and he's in that like spiritual realm with his dad.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that transformation scene where he was like syncing with the scarab, like to become Blue Beetle, like totally. I thought that scene was so good because it was crazy. So like they kept cutting back and forth from like the spiritual realm, and then like Jaime being like locked into that.
Oh yeah, and just building that suspense.
And the way he was like breathing like the entire time, and he was like sweating and shit, and it was just like he was locked into his mind. So he was like sitting there, and like the OST at that for that scene was so good. And like when they kept cutting back to Jaime and he was just like sitting there and he's like you know, and it's like his body was syncing with the beetle. I was like, that was a crazy scene,
right?
Because I was like, dude, when he sinks, like it's like shit's gonna pop off,
right?
And it did, and it delivered. And I was like, oh man. And then they played like Cypress Hill during that fight scene.
Yeah, that's
and I was like, dude, the music, the soundtrack
Yeah.
So good. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the soundtrack.
Super diverse.
Oh
it was so
really
diverse.
Even the opening song.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another reason why like the trailer like definitely had failed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Cause dude, that track. What was it? I would just want to rock or whatever.
Yeah, Just Wanna Rock.
That was not even in the film.
Yeah, it was not.
I expected it. That's why I was like, damn, this movie is gonna show the cheesiness like of the trailer in the movie, in an actual movie, and it's gonna probably play I Just Wanna Rock.
But yeah, no, the soundtrack threw me off because I was like, what the hell? This is
great soundtrack.
Yeah, this is amazing. And then of course, like the OST was just amazing. I was just
I was like specifically specifically that scene where he was in the spiritual the spiritual realm with his dad. Like dude, that track was so good. Like I went home that night and I was like falling asleep to it, and I was listening and I was like, dude, this is so good. Like I was just like, I was so stuck in it, like there with him. And I was like, yeah, dude, that was really good. Like that, the OST as well as the soundtrack, the diversity of the soundtrack, because they had like old school hip hop, new hip hop, like fucking
Spanish,
Spanish music, like reggaeton and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, dope.
Yeah, there were just so many great moments in the film that just kind of like it made the film seem like seamless. Like it didn't feel like there was never like dull moments where I was like, this is kind of like
no, it was all natural. It just flowed really well into each other. Like
you're like, I want to see the next scene. I want to see the next scene.
And even with like that some of the music, dude, like my mom plays like making dinner and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this is
so
like
nostalgic.
I felt like home. Yeah, I felt like I was at home. I was like, oh man. And I was like thinking too, like we were talking about it. Remember, like we were talking about how like it'd be a good Christmas movie for like family, when like bunch of like lots of families around, and then like a good summer movie for vibes, because it was like
it did capture both. You're right.
Yeah, you know, and it was like I don't even what were we talking about? It was like Tron meets Cyberpunk meets Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like it's like literally it's like 2080. Like,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like it's the 80s. It's like super 80s, you know, with like the synth as well as like the colors when it came to like the neon blue and purple, you know, lots of that. And like lots of 80s vibes, even like throwing in I'm not exactly sure if this was a reference, but the Scorpion reference from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, get
over
here.
Get over here. Dude. And he like, you know, pulled with the rope and everything. I was like, yo, I was like, that must have been.
That had to be.
That had to have been more like a Mortal Kombat reference. Yeah. But I was like, I'm not sure, which is like came out in the 80s, I believe also. So I was like, oh yeah. So like this has total 80s vibe, but like futuristic 80s. Yeah. So I was thinking it was like 2080. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, it gave me like 2080. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I think that was really like done really well. Even like when they found their way to Jenny's dad's like his
lair?
Yeah, his lair, his like Blue Beetle lair, you know, and like all the CPUs and stuff. It was like all like 90s stuff, you know? Right. It was just like old tech. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah,
I did capture that.
Yeah, they did really well with like keeping that rhythm, you know, and stuff like through everything and whatnot. And then even Jenny herself, which was like she was a great actress. I'd never seen her in anything either.
Yeah, same.
She did really well. She cried multiple times.
I know, right? And I was like, oh, wow.
And crying's hard.
It is hard.
Crying's hard to do, especially as an actress. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never acted, but yeah, she did really well. And there was like a scene.
Is it the family one?
Yeah, where like afterwards and they did the group hug.
Yeah.
You know, and then like Jenny was kind of in the corner like crying to herself, that they had that shot and it was like she was in the 4th round. And like she like the camera was focused on the family like in the background. So like the focus was out there, but like it's still in like the camera's view and like you can see her tears falling. And I was like, oh, that was a really good shot. Yeah. And I thought it was really good.
Damn, I didn't catch that. I really want to see that. I need to see it again so I can see that scene.
Yeah, I thought it was really a really good scene. And then like the grandma looks over at her
and just brings her in.
Yeah, and she's like, hey, like come on, like come over here and stuff. And they all cry together and stuff. I was like, oh man.
That was a really cool scene too. It was like, we'll cry after.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. After. What was that? When was that?
I think the grandma said like, hey, we gotta go and.
Save Jaime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like after they took him, after the dad died.
Yeah, they're like, now's not the time to cry.
Yeah.
And then once like they rescued Jaime and everything was fine, then she's like, okay, now we could cry.
Yeah, I thought that was a really powerful scene too, because like, well, I mean, if you look at it in the aspects of like, yeah, like, you know, a family that gets caught up by ICE and then deported, you know, and split up and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, you don't have time to mourn.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. You have to work. You have to move.
Yeah, dude, you gotta move. You know, and it's like, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, it was really powerful. I think it was a really powerful.
Yeah, it's like so many layers. The gentrification, like
the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Hate you, Starbucks.
Yeah.
Hate you, Starbucks.
I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, she got the E. coli.
Unless they
Got E. coli poisoning.
Unless
they sponsor us,
Yeah.
they give us like free Starbucks for life.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't care about no coffee, bro. Give me money.
Money. They give you gift cards.
All bad. Don't eat the Impossible Burrito from Starbucks.
Breakfast sandwich.
The Impossible breakfast sandwich from Starbucks. Okay, stay away.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I love Starbucks breakfast.
It's pretty good.
I know it
I'm
sucks.
not gonna lie. Like I'd eat it still.
I know. Even if I knew it was gonna give me eagle eye, I would be like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
No, you know, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Like, it's been rough.
How many days is it's been like a week?
It's been 5 days.
5 days. Almost a week.
That's all bad, dude.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on getting through it.
Thanks. Yeah, the whole scene where they show the like Starbucks coming soon.
Oh yeah.
The movie. That's a little shout out to gentrification.
Just
like subtle things.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like it's crazy. Do you think that was an advertisement? Because they set it up as a negativity in the film.
I think it could be an advertisement, honestly.
But it could be an advertisement for just
Which
Starbucks.
is funny if it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
So
you get
like,
paid out to kind of like bash them
yeah,
a little.
Yeah.
Like, but they're just like, yeah, we do it.
Yeah. Just like,
yeah, we gentrify.
yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, good.
Yeah, we'll take over your neighborhood.
It's like negative connotations. You know,
Yeah.
there's just like a negative connotation around it because it's like, yeah, the Starbucks is moving into the lower class area, which is like, you know, like, would you say it was corporate America? Just like, yeah, moving in, putting their shit down.
Exactly.
You know, and then everything change around it. But yeah, dude, I was thinking too, because I was like, okay, like I can deal with one advertisement. You remember when we watched the Haunted Mansion?
Oh, and everything was an advertisement.
Everything was an advertisement. They as Disney, dude, they're sellouts, bro. They like as if they need more money. You know how much it costs for a park hopper, for a 1 day park hopper?
How much?
Dude, that's just it's very expensive.
Oh,
It's just like $200.
No, it's more.
It's like $300, but it's like
it's 220, 225.
It's just crazy.
230.
That's crazy.
I can't have fun if my bank account's empty.
I can't. I was like, I can show up. I can't buy anything or food.
Exactly.
Or, you know, and it's like
everything
dude,
went
like,
to the ticket.
Yeah, dude, it's like the happiest place on earth, and some of these kids in the world that'll never get to experience something so amazing.
Yeah, because how expensive.
Yeah, dude, that's just it's like I don't want to support it, but it's so cool. You know, like
I enjoy it.
Yeah, and the corn dogs. Or like the birria. The birria cheese.
The
birria.
Weenies have 2% human DNA now.
The what?
Well, not now. They have been. Weenies have 2% human DNA.
Oh, yeah, the glizzies.
And every weenie
what does that mean?
that you've ever eaten has 2% DNA, human DNA.
What does that mean?
Blood, skin, whatever.
Sweat.
You know, sweat.
Semen, maybe? I don't know.
It's hot.
What?
Kind of craving a glizzy right now.
That's nasty.
Hey, glizzy me up right now.
I mean, dude, like, come on. This is America.
Yeah.
The nastiest shit is always advertised here.
Yeah, that's true.
And it passes because we're fucking Americans. We're fat,
yeah.
bro. Like,
or it's like, oh, shit. I eat that.
We're disgusting. I'd eat that. I'd eat
fuck
that.
yeah.
What? An asshole covered in chocolate and cheese? I'd eat that.
I do like chocolate and cheese.
Like, you know what a hot dog is? Do you know what it is?
It's just like everything, like all these like leftover parts.
It's all the leftover parts from a pig, like the snout, the cartilage, the hooves, things that you don't normally eat, ground up and shoved into an intestine. Yeah. That's what a hot dog is.
And 2% human DNA.
And with
a little sprinkle.
A little sprinkle of human DNA. Dodger dog. Let's go get a Dodger dog real quick.
Let's go get a Dodger dog.
Yo,
that sound good.
That shit is crazy. It's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Like, I think if I was watching it and I saw it all happen, I could still go for one after.
I feel like I probably would be able to as well.
Yeah, I think after a while, I'm just like,
Nice street dog.
yeah. Ooh, that sounds good.
I know. As we're literally talking about how gross it is.
I know, right?
This is the epitome of it. We are the problem.
The place down the street. Remember they had like those bomb hot dogs and the like hamburguesas, whatever. They had like there was a it was a stand in front of Superior.
Oh yeah, down the street. You're right. Yeah.
The ones that set up shop outside like shows and stuff.
No, this was those places exist, but no, this one sets up outside of a grocery store, and it's bomb.
But it's like a stand, like their own like.
Oh, okay. They don't move it.
Yeah,
it's not like not a mobile cart. It's like the actual stand, but they do like.
I think right now we could catch them if we close this up.
Like, well, let's wrap it up then.
Let's wrap it up. Let's
I'm
go.
down for E. coli poisoning again, part 2.
Hey, that didn't get you anything. That was actually.
I know. See, like they say, like, oh, these taco stands aren't like good, whatever. Like they're not sanitary, whatever.
Yeah.
But fucking Starbucks.
Never got sick from a stand.
Honestly, never.
Got sick from a Starbucks. I've gotten sick from a McDonald's.
I got sick so many times from McDonald's when I was younger. So many times.
I love McDonald's.
Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks, McDonald's.
Pretty good.
I don't ever eat fast food anymore, sadly.
I know, that's good.
I try not to.
That's really good.
I mean, unless y'all trying to get something right now.
2 for $3.99 at McDonald's.
Yeah, but overall, I think it was a great film. The Merc.
Oh, we'd even talk about.
Let's talk about him. Let's talk about him now.
Great villain, even though he probably wasn't the main villain, but he should have been the main villain.
Not a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Great villain. Super OP. And insanely disturbing background.
Yeah. And the way they did it so fast, where
they shoved his whole background in a minute or two.
Yeah. And it was so impactful.
Oh,
the way they did it, you're just like, oh, like I feel for this guy instantly.
Yeah. I hated his guts.
Yeah.
I hated his guts. And then they showed his background, and I was like,
within a minute,
that poor man. You know? And I was like, I just give him a hug.
Stop it.
Yeah, I felt really bad. Yeah, stop beating him up, Jamie. God damn it.
Yeah, that scene was so well done, and the time. Yeah, the fact that they were able to do it within a minute make me care for this person instantly. Like it just changed it, and then just to see like. Jaime go through that struggle of like, you know, like let me end him.
And,
And then he saw that and he's just...
The scarab stopping him himself.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, like look at this. You know? I thought that was really good. That was really good. And then like his ending scene, like where he overloaded his reactor and then like dragged Susan Sarandon towards like, you know, the helicopter crash.
Oh yeah,
and he was like seeing his mother.
Oh
and she was beckoning to him. And she's like, it's time. Like it's time. That was so good. And he said, he was like, he's speaking Spanish to her, and he's like, "Si madre."
Yeah.
And he's like coming towards her and stuff. Dude, it was so good. It was so good. It was such a powerful scene. I was like, oh my God, like, what a beautiful ending. It gave me like, what's his name? Alfred Molina vibes from Spider-Man 2. He's like, I will not die a monster. You know?
Yeah.
And it was like something like that, dude. And I was like, oh man.
Sacrifice himself? You're right. Yeah,
the clarity, you know, there was clarity, and it's like all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'll go with your family."
Yeah,
finally changed that.
Out of here. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, great scene, great villain, great movie, great cast.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it already, go see it. Go check it out. Blue Beetle.
Go support it.
You can see it. You can still see it. Stream it. I was like looking it up too. You can stream it, and like renting it's like $20 right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's super expensive. Renting it's like $20. You can buy it for $25.
Yeah.
So like I just suggest buying it. You won't be disappointed. I promise. It's a very good movie.
Yeah, it's a movie, family film. It's a movie you can watch with friends.
Yeah, I wasn't sure too because like there were certain times where because you know most superhero films now are kind of catered towards young.
Yeah.
You know, the young and stuff, which is fine. But it's you know most of them are good, and some of them are even great. But like. I don't know you know, like I want vibes like the Batman, you know what I mean? Where it was just like, it was dark, it was bad, you know, realistic, you know, and just like, yeah, dude, like all seriousness, like
the whole time,
you know, the whole time.
Well, Well, you'll get that soon. The strikes are over. They're gonna start filming Batman too.
Let's hope so. Oh yeah, but it's set to release like 2 years from today.
Yeah.
Which is like
damn.
a lot longer than I wanted to be. I wanted to wait because dude, Spider-Man came out this year, and we're getting the second one next year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be pushed back even more now.
Oh, you're right. But it's still, I'm pretty sure it might still get released next year.
Yeah, just like later.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
But yeah, support the movie.
Check it out.
They need to make a number 2. It's
absolutely
really well done.
I'm gonna buy it myself.
You can buy it.
Yeah, I have to. It's really good.
Damn.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it again.
You heard it here first, guys.
You heard
He's gonna purchase it.
I'm gonna purchase it.
It's a buy it movie.
Yeah. You could trust me. Waste your money.
Waste your money.
Because I said so. Yeah, it was really good. Overall rating?
Damn. I want to give it a high rating. I would say, just because how like underwhelming the marketing was, it threw me off so much. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Yeah, I think I'd second that one. 9.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That may make me look bad. I say 9.5 as well, right?
Well, I was like that was like those certain moments, like, I wasn't convinced.
That's true.
Like,
it's so far.
Susan Sarandon, obviously could have been cast better. I think someone with better range, more anger, and like seductive personality.
Exactly. Yeah, because every time she was on screen, it kind of felt dull.
She just seemed passive aggressive the entire time. We're just like, spiteful. I don't know, like yeah, she was just. I don't know. Yeah, she didn't seem like a power-hungry person, though she was trying to act as so.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah,
you're right. Getting that vibe. Yeah, I wasn't getting that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah.
It was a beautiful movie.
It was it was beautiful, and like even some of the the CGI overall held up fantastically.
Yeah, it really did.
It did really well.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that CGI was really well done. It was
so good.
Damn, you're really right. Good. Especially how much CGI there was in this.
There was most of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even like the city.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautifully well done. Yeah, great film.
It has a 92% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, as it should.
It went down a little bit because more people are seeing it.
80% critic review.
As what?
80%.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good for critic. Yeah.
You heard it here first. 80%, 90%.
Check it out.
92%.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
And I'm sure. I don't think a lot of people have watched it, or probably they're going to stream it.
Yeah, I haven't talked to a lot of people about it. I did. There were a couple people that asked me if I saw it, and I was like, "Nah, like what the hell? Like no, why would I? It sucked, right?" And people were just like, "No." It didn't. And it was like, what? But it's like nobody sold me on it and was like, dude, watch it. It's so good. No, watch it. It's good. It's good. Really good.
Yeah, I think I had a friend that said he'd even watch it. He's like, it looks like Ant-Man movie for DC.
It's Beetle Man.
It's Beetle Man. Yeah, there you go. It's Beetle Man.
It's Beetle Man.
Get it right.
I did get the same vibe because it's DC, but like it did seem because like and the Blue Beetle I think it predates. Like Iron Man, it predates Spider-Man and like all the so like
the costume,
released,
like 1939, I believe.
Yeah, it was really old. It was that's not long. I was thinking 40s or whatever. But
that's good. 1 year before.
So I did think that the costume design was somewhat lazy. Not lazy, but I mean he had the Spider-Man antennae. Like the
antennas,
and then as well as like the Iron Man face or mask or whatever. And then, like, Ant-Man bodysuit, but just all different color.
And Iron Man, too.
Yeah, like the Iron Man face and stuff.
But I guess it's hard because we've seen those movies first before this, even though he's probably, predates them.
I don't know what the original design looked like, though.
Yeah.
From the 30s. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know. Maybe Iron Man and Ant-Man and Spider-Man ripped Blue Beetle off. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? The internet knows.
The internet knows. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for that episode.
Where we find out.
Who ripped who off. But yeah, it was really good. Overall, held up really well. Check it out. Great family film. Great superhero film. Action-packed. Super funny. Really well balanced. Check it.
I agree.
Especially if you're Hispanic.
Especially if you're Hispanic.
Definitely go watch it.
We're looking at you.
Yeah, you're at home, because the other Hispanics like us will know if you don't support this movie.
Yeah.
We congregate, as you know.
As you know.
But yeah, here we go. Outro.
No, I think I hit it last time. Who was supposed to hit it?
I did it last time.
No, but this one, was it me? No, I don't think it was. I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Yeah,
That's
your
right.
turn.
Actually, it's your turn.
Okay.
Go ahead, hit it.
I'm Lauren. That's Eddie. That's Matthew. We all know each other. And thank you guys.
Tune in
Next week.
Some other time.
Oh, it's probably not even next week. You got to edit this fast.